I'm going to try and do a discussion that would take 5 or 6 hours in a question and answer session and compress it in under 10 minutes. Talk about hubris. And yes, I really do get that you're not racist at all. So, there's a whole lot of history in the Northern American continent. You can go back through to the 1600s or so with the Dutch, or bring it from there. But it would take a really long time to express it all. How to phrase this succinctly? There is segregation per se because those who are perceived as the minority, on the one hand, intellectually are not a minority, but they're perceived to be. Okay? With women, it's gone on for thousands of years per the Judeo-Christian ethic. Women are inferior. In America, the racism has always been there. It started when the Irish started to come over. The powers that be tried to paint the Irish as being a sub-race of humans. And it grew from there. It's always been there. It will always be there. The Irish managed to drag themselves out of the gutter, as it were, because America was booming in a fantastic way that hasn't been seen since. And I'm not talking about numbers. I'm talking about pure growth from wilderness to cities. And they were able to find their niche through politics and whatnot. Now, blacks and Hispanics have followed that path with politics and public service, like the police, fire departments, and what have you. They're following the lead that the Irish blazed. But because there's so much racism, that's the only word I can put to it. Because there is so much racism in America, they feel the need, they have to prove themselves to be just as good as a WASP. Well, in my case, I'm a white Anglo-Saxon pagan, but WASP is white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. They feel the need to prove they're just as good. And they do that by banding together. It's irrelevant that they really are just as good. The WASP Society says, prove it. And the Minorities Society stands up and says, well, here we are just as good, but we're going to segregate ourselves so we can lift up all of us up at the same time. I hope that makes sense. Hence why they band together. Why different groups will band together to prove they are just as good. I'm hoping this is making sense. It's clicking in my brain as being right and correct. I mean, I'm with you on this one. There is only one race of people on the planet, and you can look back at my videos, as I've stated this before, that there's only one race on the planet, and that's human. Look at it like this when it comes to humans. All the parts are interchangeable, barring internal differences common to every skin pigmentation. Donating a heart, kidney, lung, what have you, is not based on skin pigmentation. If you want to go more basic, blood. It doesn't matter what your skin color is, blood is blood. So, as I said, I'm with you on this. But it's the mentality involved. And once the Irish assimilated, Americans, being the racists they are, and we're trying to cure it. We're not doing a good job of it, but we're trying to cure it. They went for the easy view on who was different, therefore bad. The Chinese were horribly treated in this country. The blacks came next. Okay? Then you had, believe it or not, the Italians, who were white, but they were mass immigration. But because they had the same skin pigmentation, they got through faster than the blacks did. Then you have the various others, like the Polish, Eastern Europeans and whatnot. The Jews, all throughout history, have been horribly treated because of the Christian ethic. It's one of those things that you just want to slap Christians over. It's like, excuse me. It's either the Jews horribly murdered Christ, or God gave to us His only begotten Son so that we all might find salvation. It's one or the other. It's not both. But bigots never want to hear that. And yes, there is bigotry. I don't think the vast majority of the country is bigots. Well, no, I take that back. They are. They just don't have to deal with it. Oh, God, I'm just losing it here. I really want to sit down with you at some point at a coffee shop, at a place of your choosing, drink coffee and talk all this over, but I don't see that happening anytime soon either. America is bigoted, always has been bigoted, and there's a double standard. Okay? A woman, a black, Hispanic, or Chinese, Middle Eastern, whatever, because of their gender or skin pigmentation, will have to do more than a white person does, because of bias and prejudice. And the various groups get together to prove they are the equal or better than the white people. The white people expect it, and those who aren't white or aren't male see it in a group mentality, but rail against it as an individual. I think that's it. I think that drives the whole point home, I hope. If it doesn't, well, post a response, text or video, and we'll try and take it from there. Have an adequate day.